one of the things he used to say to me is, if you have a reason to be happy, you're in trouble. That if you are basing your happiness on some set of conditions, then when those conditions changed, well, you were bound to lose your happiness. And if you were in the loss of that happiness, you were going to go down into the trough of despair. And the trough of despair and the heights of happiness and was a roller coaster and a wave. Like I've talked a lot about waves of consciousness, and the breath being a wave, and certainly the happiness despair cycle is a kind of wave. And he said, if you're going to ride the wave up, be careful, because you're going to then have to go down the wave. If you're excited because the sun is shining and it's a lovely day and people love you and all the good things that we want to have happen for us, then be careful when the sun is not out and when people are not so happy with you, because you're going to have to take that dive. So whatever, and that, harkens to that old saying, what comes up must go down. And what he was saying is that if you make your happiness unconditional, then you don't have to ride the wave. You have that constant stability. And at first it sounded kind of disassociated and fragmented, and maybe a crazy person would do that. If it could even be done, it just sounded pretty ridiculous to me as a 20-year-old. However, as I hung around him and became his student and spent 4 years with him every day, I saw that indeed he was exactly that kind of consistency that was beyond the ups and downs, was beyond whether it was a good day or a bad day. And of course, I saw that the reason that was he was grounded in his consciousness, and consciousness itself is peace. Consciousness itself is fulfillment. Consciousness itself is this kind of effervescent, enthusiastic state of being that doesn't require anything. It doesn't need anything. And it's not to say that we as human beings don't need others, because in many ways we do need each other, and we're social beings. So I'm not meaning to imply that we don't need each other. We do need each other, but we don't need each other to simply be content or happy. Happiness is a gift, our inheritance of being what we are. It's an essential quality that we already have. So the idea of getting happiness, finding it, keeping it, losing it, going up the roller coaster, down the roller coaster, this is all a distraction and a setup for what I call, and I've talked probably a lot with you all about the loss architecture. It's all part of the loss architecture. So to get back to the point, if you want to be happy, make your happiness unconditional. Pause. Take a moment, meditate. Just notice, if you don't have any meditation background, just notice that if you just pause and you just sit there, you're fine. And in fact, you're fulfilled. It's only when you imagine something to be missing that you get into trouble. And it's in some other talks, I'm going to talk about that whole nest of imagining what's missing and feeling lonely and isolated. I talked about that and the disconnection and the fundamental problem of humanity and so forth. But I just wanted to, in this section, just give it really simple. Happiness is your inherent state. It's your natural state of being, just like you see in children. You have to make problems. So if you want to be happy all the time, don't be happy for a reason. Just be happy.